Okay, here with the firebomb, Beccy Ferguson. How you doing, Becky?
Hey, how's it going? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. First question I normally start off with is, how'd you get started in boxing?
Do you want the long story or the short story?
The long story. This is your interview. Tell your story.
Oh, how long have you got? Um, yeah, okay. So I actually started mixed martial arts before boxing.
Hmm.
I was kind of into that sort of thing really beforehand. But a gym that I was going to actually shut down, and there was only boxing gyms left in Shrewsbury for us to sort of train in. So I started going there, and then my partner at the time, who's the father of my children, he was due to be turning professional with Impact with Scott Lawton in Stoke. So we were driving up there daily. Well, I was driving him up there daily to the gym. I was pregnant as well, so I wasn't really training. And then, yeah, that kind of fell through. We broke up, which was probably the best decision ever. And I followed Impact then and decided that I was going to go there. I spoke to Scott, had mentioned that I hadn't got much previous experience in boxing, but obviously I would really love to try and get as far as possible. He liked my determination and said, yeah, why not? As you're driving up from Shrewsbury, which is like an hour away, driving up every day, twice a day sometimes, and like driving up in the morning, doing some training, going home, driving back in the afternoon. It just made sense to move to Stoke. So yeah, after confirming with him that he'd be happy for me to be on the team, I decided to grab both my kids and move to Stoke. So that was about 2 years ago. So I'd say solidly, properly. I've been training since I was probably about 27 on and off, but then I had the two kids, so it kind of got put on hold. So I've properly been doing it now for about 2 years, I'd say.
Good. Good.
I ramble a lot as well. I'm really sorry, so you'll have to excuse me.
No, no,
No,
no.
you're
It's
fine.
good for the interview. Go ahead, guy.
All right. So Becky, you're coming off of a decision win versus Hannah Baggaley. How do you feel coming off that win? And tell me about how that fight played out, for you.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Hannah. I'll put that out first off. We are kind of friends anyway, but it was one of those fights I didn't actually think would ever happen because we were in different weight categories, quite different weight categories. But we had the phone call for the Hannah fight, and we thought it was going to be a good fight for us to take, so we took it. Obviously, I'm quite used to going and fighting away from home. I'm not actually a home fighter. I do fight. I've only had one home fight, so out of my 6 professional ones so far. So I'm more comfortable going away from home, if anything. But yeah, we decided to take that fight. We went up there. The game plan that we had worked, and yeah, it just went. It could have gone a little bit better, but it went every way possibly as good in my way that it could have done. So yeah, and it kind of surprised a lot of people, I think, because obviously I'm always seen as the underdog, which I don't necessarily mind, but I think people are going to start seeing me as something different than that when these wins keep coming. They might not see me as such an underdog anymore. But yeah, the fight, we executed everything that I wanted to do on that fight. I felt like we won it comfortably as well. I didn't feel sort of under any too much pressure, to be honest, in that fight. And yeah, it was a good win for me to get. So yeah, it was a good name to have a win against anyway. So yeah, it was good.
Do you thrive on being the underdog?
Do I what? Sorry.
Do you thrive on being the underdog?
Yeah, because I kind of feel like I've been seen as one of those my whole life. I don't ever do anything to prove to anybody else. It's like, and it's cliche as it is, I prove to myself. Like the biggest battles I have is me against me. So to me, I mean, obviously with that Hannah fight, subconsciously I was sort of thinking, God, she's had that fight where she's knocked that person out. Oh, am I going to be okay? But then, of course, I am. Like, I'm tough. Like, I am very tough, and I think I surprised myself with the little experience that I have. How I've got in with such experienced girls and done as well as I have. So, yeah.
All right. You're at junior welterweight. You've knocked off 2 undefeated fighters. You really don't have much of an amateur background. Where does Beccy see herself when this is all said and done?
Honestly, I see myself trying to get as far as possible. I know obviously that's what everybody wants to do, but ideally from the thing with me is I'm learning on the job. So, you know, some of the girls that are in the pro rankings have had all the amateur backgrounds, have been training since they were young. I haven't had that. And that doesn't really faze me, if anything, because I know as long as I'm improving myself, which I am, I'm getting stronger and better, and I'm getting more confident as fights and times going on. So I see myself as far as possible, and as long as I'm pushing myself to be the best version of me, then I'm happy. So ideally, yes, titles and belts and things like that. I mean, as I'm not seen as a big prospect, but as I say, that's going to change. That is because I've had enough of being underestimated by people. So, yeah, the name will be out there a lot more, I'm pretty sure. So,